It seems that you don't want to go to school, but not nearly as much as the people on this list. However, they all say that they must have been faced with paranormal hauntings that outdo any academic explanation known to humanity. Number 13. It is not until an insidious spirit runs up and removes one of the students off their feet that two students are taking part in a race down a flight of stairs, and when the terrified student attempts to release his friend from the clutches of this malicious shadow fiend, a paranormal tug-of-war happens. When they run up the stairs, the evil entity has to leave and dematerializes behind them, and it is believed that this was a true ownership effort caught on video, and I am sure that this person would have passed away but for his friend's quick reactions. I wonder whether I believe that theory or not, so please tell me what you think. Number 12. Two school guardians are on their feet in the middle of an unsettling old boiler room, and one of them is the supervisor, and he was summoned after a co-worker reported seeing objects move on their own. It appears that he captures the circumstance because of legal reasons at work, and the two of them are unwilling to look into it.
Alright, hang on, just wait.
I don't want to go back here.
Let me just take a look. Now, you say what happened now?
This door shut by itself. Itself, Dave.
Alright.
Then the supervisor notices nothing unusual and raises his co-worker's spirits that everything is fine. He urges her to get in deeper the boiler room to take what she requires, and everything seems to happen against his will.
Is there anybody back here? Go ahead.
No.
What's that? Oh my...
Both of them drop behind when a metallic chair scrapes towards them on its own. I take for granted the supervisor could have hauled on a string, but I believe the chair changes position a greater distance than he could pull from where he was standing. Number 11. Number 10. It is not until a security guard is keeping guard on the San Francisco College campus that he notices an all-black figure moving quickly. Then he quickly circles the corner and discovers that there is nothing there. Let's consider carefully how the figure is moving in a straight line at a high rate of speed without time to run up the steps or escape on the right before the security guard gets to it, and I also don't find any editing, so I believe this is an actual ghost. Number 10. Smowat Dolphin, YouTuber, shot this video at North Dallas High School in Texas, which records a very difficult to find figure at the end, and I've called attention to the possible ghost to make it easier to see. The colorless outline is owned by a human without any doubt, and should you look carefully, you can discover his feet, which are shifting slightly when he converts his stance. The question is asked whether or not this person was alive at the time the video was taken in this thought, and I suppose it wouldn't be easy enough to get someone to look all gray like this with some reasonable editing software, but please tell me if you believe this is a genuine ghost or a hoax. Number 9. Blurry Faces, who discovers two strange schools that are adjacent to each other, is a YouTuber, and both of them were built around World War II and have been inactive for a long time. Everything appears to become more and more normal until Blurry Faces enters an upstairs room filled with classroom furniture. After that, it appears that something is following him around at all times. When time passes, the weird banging noises become louder and tougher. And I'll acknowledge and praise them for being brave and staying for so long. This seems to be the final event that causes them to lose their temper and hustle, but Blurry Faces is actually brave to examine the weight of the door this time and discovers that it is far too heavy to swing open with such ease. It appears that I can say he has been attempting a lot to open and close the door than whatever has just opened the door for a few moments, so let me know what's written in Spanish across the door and whether it is meant for what could be hiding inside. Number 8. This control video was obtained from South Africa's Helpmekar College, and a weird mist pops up the far doorway and turns into the shape of a girl wearing a long gown little by little. She seems to be leisure when walking into a nearby classroom as though it were any other day at school, except that the room is vacant and there is not anyone in the building, and despite the name, Helpmekar College is just a high school, and this phantom-like figure's size does seem to be about different from an average student. This leads me to believe it's real, even though I suppose they could have added this girl into the video whether they had a yen for it. Number 7. Britann Smith, who discovers something that is in her bed, is walking in her dorm room, and in front of her eyes. An unsighted force seems to be pressing up and down on the flowery design of her covers. I seem to confirm it's not easy enough to know whether something is on top of the covers or beneath them, but in any case, it could be anything and not necessarily paranormal. According to Britann Smith's description, it is a ghost in her dorm room, but I'm curious if you agree with her or not. Number 6. Number 2. A Halloween football at Silmar High, California picked up what could be the ghost of an old football player going for one last tackle.
Anna says a month later, when she looked at the video, she saw a mysterious ghost-like figure running across the field.
The mother did not remember to even look at this video until a full month later. Please tell me whether you believe she has made a valid discovery or you believe this is a camera malfunction. Number 5. This group of friends chooses to visit an abandoned middle school that is said to be spooked, and the building has been abandoned recently and has a good condition, so it is not until they arrive at a section of the school that is much darker and filled with mold that there isn't much to say. With their large numbers, the group is not dangerous down here, and they are brave when walking through a series of musty corridors, but they don't notice anything unusual. It is not until they upload the video to YouTube that someone sees a possible shadow figure in the distance during this part in particular. I believe it is just stacked debris, but I can create the faint outline of an image which has the same size as a child, and the more I see it, the more I recognize its legs and its head as special, so please tell me if you agree or if you believe I am overthinking the situation. Number 4. Myanmar celebrities and current events. After school, a group of concerned elders surrounds this girl and she is said to have been spooked by a demonic spirit during class. This seemed to occur somewhere in Myanmar, which is a Southeast Asian country bordered by Thailand and Nepal, so let me know what you think she's seeing on the phone during this segment and what she's saying in response. It is not until she shakes uncontrollably and yells that people chanting prayers surround her, and the video has shown that she was later brought to a nearby monastery where she got better, whatever got her to act this way immediately. I'll let you make a decision whether her suffering was paranormal or the result of her own delusional manifestation. Number 3. Number 9. Chris Moon, who peregrinates around the country proving the metaphysical properties of the spirit world, is a paranormal explorer, and this time, he's taking a spirit box at Cornell College in Iowa when a student's jewelry does something I've never seen before.
Relax, everybody, don't crowd it, please. We get it, we're filming it, so we can just...
It is not until a spirit seems to attempt to attract her attention that her necklace goes berserk, and she then listens to a familiar voice approaching the spirit box and suddenly begins to cry. The voice talking to her, she believes, was an old volleyball coach who passed away.
You guys wanted me to tell you hi. He misses you so much.
Listen again closely and you can even hear a tiny voice reply hi at this part. It is not until Chris Moon hears it that he speaks or and points to the box, and this video recorded some compelling proof of the spirit world, which Chris is attempting to demonstrate exists. Number 2. By some way, 3 students slink into Garland High School in Texas after hours to look for paranormal proof of a girl who is said to die in the cafeteria a long time ago. They have been telling about her for almost a minute when standing around, and have even facetiously made some snide remarks about her when suddenly a noise discontinues their confab, and it is not until they go back, the 2 girls discover something that neither the third friend nor his camera notices at first.
What
What?
Oh my god. What is that?
What?
Did you see it?
A pale ghostly figure seems to approach them, possibly in retaliation for their remarks, and the fact that the ghost in question does not appear fascinates me. As far as I know, supernatural physics does not seem to obey our rules, so I was not bowled over if no matter what the camera captured looked nothing like what they saw in person. Number 1. Josh has a YouTube channel called Exploring with Josh, which spent noticing all kinds of terrifying locations, and this time, they choose to examine an abandoned school that is said to be the site of black magic rituals. Pentagrams spray painted on the wall appears to bring them a common feeling of anxiety all around when they go deeper into the building, and sometimes, they have feeling like be followed and are anxious for coming across someone at any given moment. I noticed some sort of strange ephemeral smoke follows them throughout the video. It's visible in 2 different scenes. The first time happens about 5 minutes in.
You see some? Damn, this is spooky.
Then it happens again here roughly a minute and a half later.
Yo, this one's a little bit scary. If we hear anything, let's just...
It appears only twice in the video rather than throughout, so the weird smoke is most likely not their breath. The smoke pops up by chance as soon as they discover the presence of something nearby, and as though that still lacks, they have another contingent paranormal meeting that is far more obvious.
Oh my f***ing god, did you get that on tape? That is insane.
It seems that I don't look any obstructed light around the doorframe, that can show one of their friends was on the opposite side, and as a matter of fact, it appears that the door has no knob to turn and there doesn't look like to be any logical reason for this door to open on its own. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because I upload a new video every day. Or if you're still not convinced, here are some of my other videos that I think you'd like. Enjoy.